One day, as Jesus Christ was teaching, a man stood up to test him. The man was an expert in the law, someone who knew the scriptures well. He asked a question that many people still ask today. "Teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" Instead of answering directly, Jesus responded with a question of his own. "What is written in the law?" he asked. "How do you read it?" The man answered confidently, quoting the scriptures. "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." Jesus nodded. "You have answered correctly," he said. "Do this, and you will live." But the man wasn't satisfied. Wanting to justify himself, he asked another question. "And who is my neighbor?" It was a simple question, but one that would reveal something deeper about the human heart. So Jesus told a story. A man was traveling from Jerusalem down to Jericho. It was a long and dangerous road, known for its steep paths and hidden places where robbers often waited. As the man journeyed along, exactly that happened. He was attacked by thieves. They stripped him of his clothes, beat him severely, and left him lying on the side of the road, wounded and barely alive. Imagine the silence that followed. A broken man, alone, waiting, hoping someone would come. After some time, a priest happened to be traveling down the same road. Now, this was someone people respected, a man devoted to God, someone expected to show compassion. But when the priest saw the injured man, he did something unexpected. He passed by on the other side. He kept his distance and continued walking. Perhaps he was afraid. Perhaps he was in a hurry. Perhaps he had reasons that made sense to him. But whatever those reasons were, he did not stop. Later, another man came along, a Levite. He too was a religious servant, someone who knew the law and served in the temple. When he reached the place and saw the injured man, he also chose to pass by. He looked, but he did not help. 2 chances for kindness, both missed. Then Jesus introduced a third traveler, but a Samaritan. To the listeners of that time, this would have been surprising. Samaritans were often looked down upon and rejected by the Jewish people. There was deep division between them. Yet this Samaritan, as he traveled, came to where the injured man was, and when he saw him, he felt compassion. He didn't turn away. He didn't make excuses. He stopped. The Samaritan went to the man and gently treated his wounds, pouring oil and wine to help them heal. Then he carefully placed the injured man onto his own donkey and brought him to an inn. There he continued to care for him. The next day the Samaritan gave money to the innkeeper and said, "Take care of him, and whatever more you spend, I will repay you when I return." This was not a small act of kindness. It was sacrifice. It was time, effort, and cost. It was love in action. After telling the story, Jesus turned back to the man who had asked the question. "Which of these 3," he asked, "do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers?" The answer was clear. "The one who showed him mercy," the man replied. Then Jesus said something simple yet powerful. "Go and do likewise." The story of the Good Samaritan is not just about one act of kindness on a dusty road long ago. It is about how we see people. It challenges the way we define neighbor. It reminds us that loving others is not limited by distance, background, or difference. The priest saw the man and walked away. The Levite saw the man and did nothing. But the Samaritan saw the man and chose compassion. Sometimes we are quick to love those who are like us, those who are familiar, those who are easy to care for. But this story calls us to something deeper, to love beyond comfort, to care without conditions, to show mercy even when it is inconvenient. Because being a neighbor is not about who someone is, it is about how we choose to respond. The Good Samaritan didn't ask questions. He didn't wait for someone else to act. He simply saw a need and stepped in. And in doing so, he showed what true love looks like, a love that moves, a love that serves, a love that reflects the heart of God. So the question remains, just as it did that day: who is your neighbor? And more importantly, will you choose to love them?